know. So the first thing off the top, something I think already people probably know is U.S. football is improving. All right, and I'm not talking about American football. I'm talking about world football in the U.S. The sport is growing here. We see it in the national team. We're doing decently. Christian Pulisic got a goal, but we have other players, not just Christian Pulisic. Timothy Weah looked good for the national team. The midfield three, Musa, Weston McKennie, and who's sitting in this? Tyler Adams. We have some ballers, man. And yeah, just right off the bat, U.S. is growing. I think everyone knows that. The second thing is something you should know. You might not know this, but Arsenal are beating Liverpool this weekend. I'm telling you. Maybe not, but I think Arsenal are going to come out very strong. We're going to come at Liverpool. We're going to press them high. And I think some people, just talking in the office here, people thought we might sit back, just soak up pressure, similar to how West Ham played. I think Arsenal is pressing them high, trying to do what United did, but actually do it correctly because United are trash. So yeah, I'm excited about this weekend, and that's something you should know. Arsenal are coming at Liverpool, 10 games unbeaten. We're coming for them, man. Be ready, Liverpool. Be ready, Trent. ESR is coming for your head. The last thing, something you don't know probably at all, is that Canada, like the U.S., is growing, but Canada is here. In the past 10 years, it's pretty much been U.S. and Mexico just going at it in CONCACAF, in CONCACAF in the region. But Canada showed out. They won their past two matches this international break, and they won against Mexico, which is probably the most elite team in this region in CONCACAF. A lot of U.S. fans will get mad at me for saying that, but it is what it is, and we have to be realistic. Now, we also have to say that Mexico has dropped off low-key. Tata should be fired. But Canada came out. They have some quality players, Jonathan Davids, and more so Fonzie playing up top. And I'm just excited for the whole region, all of CONCACAF, to be looking decent. We're getting better as a North American, Central American region, man. We're improving, and hopefully the football world sees that soon. I think we'll see, like, everyone talks about Serbia, Switzerland, dark horses. Norway, no, not Norway. Denmark, dark horses. U.S., Canada, Mexico. We should start being called dark horses, man. Not actually to win the cup, but do decently in the World Cup. Do decently in big tournaments. Patrick Coyle says Canada over CONCACAF. He's saying Canada is the best team in CONCACAF. I'm sorry, Pat. I'm going to have to disagree with you there. I think they're improving. I think they're doing very well. But I don't think there's a clear-cut best team in CONCACAF at the minute. I think it just kind of all teams are still improving. No one's at the top yet. Canada are maybe the most in form at the moment. But even Jamaica is doing well. Recruited some of those boys from England. Just CONCACAF is growing, but Canada is not the best club in CONCACAF. Noah, are you auditioning for Peaky Blinders? Bro, Gazi, I don't know if you know this, but I am a Peaky Blinder, an honorary Peaky Blinder. They reached out to me. They gave me the hat. I had to take the razor blade out because the Peaky Blinders.
Oh, just the Peaky
The
Blinders.
Peaky Blinders, yeah. So, yeah. There you go. Something you didn't know, that's what you didn't know. I'm a Peaky Blinder. All right, let's get into the next section. I don't know if you want to hold up this decision time.
Okay, give me a second.
All right, we need to stall here a little bit. We got decision time board coming.
Can you do the Peaky Blinders thing? What do they say? Like in order of the Peaky Blinders or some shit? What do they say?
In order of the Peaky Blinders. Kid Peche is a Peaky Blinder. And then you whip this thing around. Because they usually got a razor blade right here, like stuck in this. And so you rip it like that, and it'll destroy people, man.
Gotcha. Do you have Killian Murphy's phone number?
No.
Did you express any doubt this morning before you put it on?
No. I wear this thing a lot. I wear this thing a lot. Go on. Decision time, baby. Dream transfers. So in this kind of little topic, this series, whatever you want to call it, they're going to throw out random players at me. And I should have done a little research before this, but I didn't. And I'm going to say where I think the best club might be for these players. So I think we have, 7 players, 8 players, something. So let's get after it.
You got this, Gabe.
All right. My boy, Fred.
Fred. Oh, you threw Fred out at me randomly. Fred. Huh. I like him at United. I just want them to play a different system. Get a D mid. I think Fred in that system will next to a D mid will be great. I could see him at like Juve. They play like 3 in midfield, kind of flat. If we had to say he's leaving the club, maybe a team like Juve or Italy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like you there for him.
Yeah, I mean they sit like a flat 3. You have Locatelli, him next to Locatelli, Rabiot, like it's very balanced midfield. And like when you see him in the Brazil national team playing next to Casemiro or recently Fabinho, like he does very well because he's not like an out and out 6 who's gonna hold as a single pivot in midfield and hold the team together like that. He's not that type of player. So yeah, he should go somewhere like that. Who plays like a classic 4-3-3, and he can be one of the midfielders.
Godsey says Lacazette.
Lacazette, my boy, my G, an actual baller for Arsenal. He was like 50 million when we bought him, and he was banging in goals for Lyon. Came over, like he's always been like a very solid player on the ball for us, good link player, but hasn't like transitioned and bagged 20 goals a season yet. And he's obviously a free agent this summer, and a lot of links to Atletico Madrid over the past few years. But I could see him going to. Oh, I could. Maybe in Italy again. Like, I think he is low-key dropping off. And say Vlahovic leaves Fiorentina, I could see him just sit in and replace Vlahovic at Fiorentina. Something like that. I don't think he's going to go to Atletico Madrid just because they have so many strikers now. Griezmann, Suarez, maybe a team like Sevilla as well. Something like that of that caliber. But I could see if Vlahovic leaves Fiorentina and they're serious, they could go out and offer him some change, man. And I know they've been spending money on players past summer. They're serious project over there in Fiorentina. So that's my shout for Lacazette.
Franck Kessié.
Franck Kessié, this is your boy. Franck Kessié, I actually like the links to Tottenham for Antonio Conte. I think he can do bits on both ends of the pitch, win the ball back, but also go forward. And they have Højbjerg in there. Sitting next to Højbjerg, I think they'll actually form a pretty solid partnership in that midfield 3. That could also be a place for Fred, low-key. But yeah, I'm going to just say Tottenham. Let's do these rapid fire, low-key.
1 second. One more you probably don't want. Emil Smith-Rowe.
He's not going nowhere. The man isn't going anywhere. Just signed a new contract. The Croydon De Bruyne, number 10. Arsenal's number 10. He's going to give Trent some nightmares this weekend coming down at him on the left side because he is like a central attacking midfielder, but he's been playing like on the left for Arsenal a lot this season. So, hey, Trent, watch out. My boy ESR coming for your head, man.
I don't know. I think the bottom third disagrees with you.
The bottom third? Who's the bottom third?
You didn't see what I wrote?
No, I can't see.
Oh,
I don't see anything right now.
Somebody said to Spurs, his name might be hanged.
Oh, let me see the comments. Oh, there we go. I got the comments right now. My bad. There we go. Lacazette back to OL. That could be interesting. Man. Aouar. Yeah, Aouar needs to go. Lyon needs to sell as well. They're not in a financially good, stable situation. I would like Aouar at Arsenal, but I don't even think he would start in the squad at the moment.
Why hasn't he left yet?
Well, because first they didn't want to sell him like a couple years ago because that's how Lyon are.
Yeah.
Like they don't need to sell unless right now they kind of need to sell because of the whole financial situation of Ligue 1. And some clubs have the money, some clubs don't, and they're one of the clubs that are in serious trouble. So now that's why his value fell so much. But yeah, when they got to the semifinal of the Champions League, they didn't want to sell him for obvious reasons. But now it's like, yeah, I don't know. They need to get rid of him. He needs to go. Say something nice about David Luiz. Oh. No. We're moving on.
Why not?
You like David Luiz?
I liked his hair as a kid.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say I don't hate him. No. He actually played for my club as well. I rate him, but it's just more of Arsenal. I don't like our business. Like basically, he played his whole career, and then Arsenal signed him as a free agent when he wasn't like at his peak, and So he gave me a lot of headaches because he's a player that likes to get on the ball, go forward, and like I don't want that for my center back. I want like a no nonsense center back.
I'll think of a better one.
Do you see him shaving his head any time in his career?
No, you can't. Iconic. He should mint that. Get an NFT of that thing.
What happens to David Luiz when the hairline recedes?
His hairline won't recede. I like that phrase though. What happens to David Luiz when his hairline recedes? That's a bar.
Son of a bar.
That's a bar.
That's got to
That's
be
a
like
bar.
a, yeah. What about Haaland?
Holland. I think he'll go to City. I'm gonna just end up at that. I think they need a number 9. They're not gonna get Harry Kane. They're getting Holland. That's what I'm gonna go with.
What about David Neres?
David Neres. I don't see him leaving actually before Anthony. I think Anthony's gonna leave before him. I think he's staying at Ajax. To be fair, completely honest with you.
What about Jan Oblak?
Jan Oblak. Why would he leave?
He's in contract negotiations and they seem to be stalled.
No way he leaves. No way he leaves. That would be so weird if he's out of Atletico Madrid. I mean, I could see him at obviously if he's in contract talks or stalled with Atletico, that means he wants a lot of money. That means he's going to the Prem because the Prem got the money, man. What, Tottenham? What Premier League club needs a keeper? I mean, Liverpool don't need a keeper. City don't need a keeper. Arsenal don't need a keeper. United, debatably, I see people talking about David Luiz might need to go. I'm like, bro, David Luiz has had a decent season this year. What am I talking about? David Luiz, De Gea. Yeah, I'm tripping. But so I guess Tottenham, Hugo Lloris is low-key aging. Bro, I don't know where he would go.
All right, how about Pasty King, Declan Rice?
Declan Rice to United, easy. That makes so much sense in my head. English, they've already overpaid for Harry Kane because he's English center back. That's the exact profile they want, a leader on the pitch in the exact position. Yeah, bring him to United. I think he'll do very well.
Like right off the bat? How much do you think he'll cost?
Something stupid, something outrageous. What am I saying? Harry Moyes. What's his name? David Moyes came out and said, like, you can't even get him for 100 mil right now. Like, that deal is off the table. Last year, you could go and get him for 100 mil. Not now. Not now.
All right, we got a couple more comments. Should we get into them?
Of course, of course.
Brandon wants to know, is this a safe space to say that he's excited about the U.S. national team?
Yeah, this is a safe space to say that. I think that's what I was saying at the beginning. My first point was like the U.S. is becoming like a proper footballing nation, and we see that not just with the players going to Europe, but like in the national team, they're performing. Christian Pulisic got the goal, man. When he came onto the pitch, I said in my stream, I said he's gonna get a goal, and bang, got the goal, beat Mexico 2-0. But also Canada. Canada's coming up.
What do you think about the Pulisic man in the mirror shirt?
Oh, with Ochoa. So basically, what Ochoa was like. What did Ochoa say? I don't even know what Ochoa before the U.S. versus Mexico match said. Mexico is the mirror in which the U.S. wants to see itself and wants to copy. Yeah, I think this is brilliant. I didn't understand it when this actually happened, but it's like, bro, shut up. We just beat you. You just lost to Canada as well. Mexico have problems, and the U.S. and Canada are on the up. Mexico's low-key on the down at the moment. So yeah, I like that from Christian Pulisic.
Gabe wants to know his thoughts on the U.S. being too scared to play Mexico outside Ohio.
Yeah, no, they are. That's an actual thing, bro. The U.S. like if U.S. plays Mexico and California, that's a home match for Mexico, and that's real. That's actually real. Mexico fans are just. I feel like Mexico fans are definitely more behind their club than U.S. fans are behind the U.S. Vamos el Tri. You're not even Mexican, and you're saying Vamos el Tri. I'm lucky a Mexico fan as well, and that's just weird. But no, I like Mexico. I actually helped them out for one training camp. Like, was their like what coordinator or something? It was cool. I like them. I like Mexico.
Great jerseys.
Great jerseys. All right. Should we get into topic 2? Topic 2 is World Cup favorite rankings. I don't know if we're going to do decision time for this.
I mean, that's up to you.
I mean,
do you want it? Now you got to.
I mean, I thought we came into this saying we were going to do this every cut. And now my man says, do you want to? I'm like, yeah. Favorite Peaky Blinders haircut?
I said character, but haircut also.
Character. What's his name? The older brother. I'm blanking on his name right now.
If it's not Killian Murphy, I don't know.
It's. I want to say Tommy, but I don't think that's his name, bro. This is bad.
When you switch the Peaky Blinders look for a backwards Kangol.
What's a Kangol? Backwards Kangol.
Backward-
You could rock this backwards, bro. I look
Have
like
you
a
seen
French
picture of
pastry
Samuel
man.
L. Jackson pre-2000?
What's up, bro?
Pre-2005.
Thank God you're not calling it football. Football soccer? Yeah, thank God. All right, let's get into it. Decision time, boys. World Cup rankings. Arthur, Simon in the comments saying Arthur. That's who my favorite character is. Arthur. He's outrageous. He's crazy, man. Damn, I forgot the FTBL Modelo.
Do you want us to go get Modelo?
We got FTBL.
We got-
Micah.
We got FTBL on your cup. All right, so we're gonna do rankings.
Do you want a
Do you want a
Modelo?
Modelo? I'll go get one later.
Sure, yeah, that would be great. I mean,
What time is
never
it?
turn
What
down
time
a
is it?
Modelo. It's Modelo time. Anyways, World Cup rankings. Let's get into it. This was actually very difficult for me because I'm the type of person that I have not enjoyed. I have not enjoyed international break. I think the teams come in, they don't play that great of football. So this was actually very hard for me because you look at like the top seven teams, and I think they all could come in. If you're in form during the World Cup, you're gonna win the tournament. I think it comes down to that. Or you got like elite players like Mbappe, just game changers, Messi, Neymar. So instead of ranking this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I did just in tiers of 3. In tiers of 3, you can just toss it over here.
Get in there, Brandon.
Stone Cold.
There we go. I got the Modelo. It's Modelo time. Okay, this is definitely bubbling up. So we're gonna do tiers of 3. We got tier 1. I put two teams in this bracket. No, it's not England. I put France and Brazil. I think Brazil is a team that I'm still not completely sold on, even though they're unbeaten in I don't know how many matches in World Cup qualifying. And they conceded just like 4 goals in 13 matches. They conceded 4 goals in 13 matches. The one thing with Brazil, though, is I feel like they're somewhat reliant on individuals going forward. And if Neymar gets injured, I would be worried. And Neymar does get quite injured a lot. So, but I'm still going to put him into tier 1 along with France. I'm putting France in tier 1 as well because France, you know, they had a little dip during the Euros, didn't do too well, but they came back. They won the Nations League, even though it doesn't really matter that tournament, but it just shows the quality on the pitch. And I think Mbappe and Benzema are linking up quite nicely at the moment against Finland. I don't know if you saw that goal. Looked pretty decent, man. So I'm going to put those 2 boys there. But again, like any team can just come in with great form and win. So these next teams could definitely do it as well. In tier 2,
Hold on. Before you get to tier 2, I feel like this comment is
Oh.
something that you have to read.
Fearless Left Back says, I hate international breaks, to be fair, and I hate qualifying. They're so boring. I'm right there with you, bro. They're trash. Unless it's a tournament, unless there's meaning behind the match, or unless it's like a match. Like some of the qualifiers this past break were kind of lit because it was like if a team doesn't win, they're not going to the World Cup. And I think that's like important. Those matches are important. But when it's like, bro, seeing England play San Marino, beating them 10-0, I don't care, bro. Even Emil Smith-Rowe made his debut, got a goal. I still don't care because, yeah, it's just terrible, man. The football isn't that enjoyable. Anyways, let me crack this. We're going to tier 2. We got in tier 2, the first team in tier 2. Rankings don't matter in this. It's not like the first team I say is better than the rest. I put England because on paper they have maybe the best squad in the world on paper. It's insane. Harry Kane, Grealish, you can go way down deep. They have like 2 or 3 squads that are brilliant footballers. But I'm just not convinced about Southgate. Yeah, they have improved like each tournament they've gone to. Last tournament in the Euros, they had somewhat of an easy kind of route to the last 4, the semifinals. But I just don't see it. I don't see them bringing football home, boys. Football is not coming home. I'm sorry, England. But if it does, I'm flying to England. I am flying to England. We are flying to England.
Jesus.
We're taking the week off from the studio. We're filming out there. It's going to be lit, man.
Is Ramsdale the number 1?
Ramsdale should be the number 1. I think Pickford, you know, if there's one player that looks like a Peaky Blinder, it's Pickford
Yeah.
with his haircut.
that's a good
I've
call.
been saying that for a while.
Pickford, ugliest goalkeeper in the world.
No, that's a violation, bro.
Let's be honest. Let's face facts.
No.
Who's worse?
Ugliest goalkeeper in the world?
Yeah.
You're making me damn.
Some howlers. Come on, man.
I don't know. Let's get back to that. Let's get back to that in a second. But the next three teams, I'm going to just rattle them off. Spain, Germany, and Argentina. I think Spain plays like a similar style of football, so I think they can come together. I think the only worry I have with Spain is like an out-and-out number 9. I'm not sure if Morata's in form, he's great. But if he's not on form, he can miss sitters. He can – oh, my computer just died. That's not good. Hey, but Spain, I think they'll do just fine. I think they could even win it. I do think they can win it. But more so Germany. I'm very interested with Hans Flick coming into that side. They were struggling under Low, and now Hans Flick is in the side. And we saw what he did with Bayern Munich. They did very well in the Champions League, and a lot of those boys are on the national team. Sané's coming into form. I think Rudiger is a solid center back, underrated center back. I think Germany is one of the sleeper teams, actually. I think no one's really talking about him. I think Hans Flick, if he comes out and has a balling man, I think they could do really well. And the last team in that tier is Argentina. Obviously, Messi. You can't rule Argentina out ever. But even though they won the Copa America, I'm still not convinced by them. They just it's just scrappy, that football. But yeah, you can't rule out Messi and those boys, but they're not high on my list, to be honest. They're at the bottom of this tier, if I'm going to be real. And then the last two the last one is Italy. I think Italy has been struggling. They were so good in the Euros, but we see what happens sometimes when a club wins Euros or wins a major tournament. The next tournament, they kind of fall off, and that's what they're in the playoffs. They're not even in qualified yet. So I think if they're in form, one of the best teams in the world, but at the moment, they're very out of form. They're kind of struggling to get goals, and again, they don't have an out-and-out number 9 at the moment. So
if you had to choose a team right now to win the World Cup, hearing you in the office, it sounds like Spain. But
I'm more excited about Spain's future. Like, they have Gavi, Pedri, Fati. I think if Fati comes back fit and stays fit, I think they can do really well in the World Cup. But I don't think I really like Spain because as a national team, they're all on the same page. They have a system, they stick to it, and I really like that at Spain. But if I had to pick a national team right now to win it, just on form, it might be Brazil. Just defensively, they're very solid. If Neymar comes back, get some goals. Vini is one of the most informed players in the world. I'm sticking to my list. I'm not making this list based off what will happen a year from now. I'm making it based off what would happen today. So that's my list. My computer died, though, so we're going to have to.
Well, according to your rundown, you want to talk about a bunch of either underappreciated players or young players?
Yeah, so I want to discuss, this is going to be a segment where in a couple of minutes, I'm just going to discuss some underrated and young players. Underrated in under a minute.
Undersquared. Do you want me to tell
Undersquared.
you the list of players that you have written down since your computer died?
Yeah, I know the first one is Jacob Moder, central midfielder, 6'2". He's Polish. He plays for Brighton in midfield. He's a baller. He could play out on the left. He's so silky on the ball. Good on deep levels on the pitch, just building out the play, but also higher up the pitch. He's great in tight spaces. He's shifty. I saw him play against, what was it? I think it was City, actually. Brighton lost, but he balled out. The next one, Nkunku, maybe?
Yeah, it was.
I talked about him a few videos this week. Such an underrated player. I don't know how he didn't get called up to the national team. He has, 18 goals in 17 matches, or 18 goal contributions in 17 matches. Absolutely, massively underrated. Will be off to a big, big club this summer, I believe. I think a lot of clubs will be informed this summer.
Where should he go?
Where should he go? Arsenal. Arsenal.
Why is that?
Because I'm a massive Arsenal fan. I'm a massive Nkunku fan. That's where he should go. Period. What's the next one?
Jovic,
bro. Jovic is maybe. I'll take Jovic actually over Vlahovic at Arsenal right now. That's how high I rate Jovic, and he hasn't been playing for Real Madrid. 60 million pounds to Real Madrid like 2-3 years ago, and he just sat the bench, and people have forgotten about him. but he's so quality. He reminds me of Harry Kane and how he can like come down to the ball, turn, play others in with either foot. So underrated. So underrated. On form, he's a top striker, man. I want to see him. I want to see him at a different club. He needs to play. He needs to play. So underrated. Still young. Full career ahead of him. Come on, Jovic, man. Mukiel, right back for RB Leipzig. Such an underrated player. Solid going forward. Very solid defensively. Physically strong. 6'2", a warrior. Yeah, it's just ended at that. So underrated. I just need to shout that man out. Shout the man out. These are all like players I would want at Arsenal at one point. So, unbiased here. Mbemo.
It's just Mbemo?
I think it's Mbemo.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's like a winger playing for Brentford at the moment. French. He's 22 years old. He came from, I forget where he came from. Ligue 1, definitely. Was it Lyon? Maybe. I don't think it was Lyon. Anyways, he's like a winger, but he's been playing up top with Ivan Toney because they play a back 3-5-2, and he's been playing off Ivan Toney, and he's gotten massively unlucky this season, honestly. He's hit post like 4 or 5 times this season, which is crazy. That could have been like 4 or 5 extra goals. Like, he's really quality. I think he's underrated. No one's really talking about him. He doesn't get the credit he deserves. Good running off the ball, solid on the ball, can strike the ball with other foot, and a very solid strike. Strikes through the ball well. I like him.
We got Simon in the chat.
Simon, what's Simon saying?
Saying that Rodrigo de Paul is stupidly underrated.
Rodrigo de Paul is underrated, and that's one of the players that I think kind of like helped change Argentina and give them like solidity in midfield. He's playing for Atletico Madrid. 35 million Atletico bought him this past summer, and what a steal that was, because then he went on to win the Copa America and his value would have gone up to at least 50, at least. Type of midfielder, really good at winning the ball back, super aggressive, South American vibes. I really rate him as well. That's a good shout, Simon. That's a good shout.
Any other players that you feel like are either underrated or underappreciated right now?
I mean, I could go on.
Managers?
I think
David Moyes.
I think David Moyes is underappreciated, I guess, at the moment, but kind of getting that appreciation back. We were even talking about him the other day, so I think he's appreciated. I think he's appreciated at the moment. I think he's getting the media attention he deserves. He was massively underappreciated at United. Like, his highest points per game total in his whole career was at United. And that just shows, like, he was like, obviously it was going wrong at United, but the amount of shit he got was just bad. All right.
We talked about this once also for David Moyes, underappreciated skincare routine.
Who?
David Moyes.
David Moyes got an underappreciated skincare routine?
I think he's 70. He looks 60.
Is he really 70?
He does not look 70. He looks like 58.
Yeah, looks good.
60. 62.
62?
62.
Well, he looks 40 then.
60.
He's 58. What are you talking about?
I said 58. Man said he's 70, bro. That's well, at least you were on par. My first guess was 58. I literally just guessed David Moyes' age.
That's a great segment for next live. Managers and players who either look way older than they actually are or way younger than they actually are.
Damn, Roy Hodgson is like the oldest manager,
Yeah.
not even in the Premier League anymore. Where is he now? Is he at West Brom or was he at Crystal Palace and got sacked? I think he was at Crystal Palace and left.
Yeah.
And now he's just out of the job, retired, maybe?
How old is Ranieri? Roy Hodgson is 74.
Yeah, he's getting up there. What's the next bit we were doing? We got off topic for a while.
Look, I already made the decision time graphic.
That's what I'm talking
And
about.
I gotta go get a guest.
It's decision time. Oh, baby! It's the weekend match day review. This is honestly my favorite part of this. And we got a guest here. This chump over here, man. Yeah. You got to deal with this guy now. I got to deal with this guy. You can take my camera off that thing. Did you want a Modelo?
Modelo for the fellows? No, Murray.
All right, we got a Liverpool fan on here because I'm a massive Arsenal fan. He's a massive Liverpool fan. And we're just going to talk about Arsenal-Liverpool. And what's
his name?
Oh, Zach, my bad. Zach Schwartz. But you know him. If you watch FTBL, you know my man, Zach Schwartz.
How we doing?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm all right.
What do you like right off the bat? Right off the bat, what is the score prediction for this week?
3-1 Liverpool.
Okay, that's not a violation to Arsenal. I thought you were going to say something crazy.
Like 5-0? Oh, no.
5-0.
We're not playing United.
3-0. We're definitely going to.
We're not playing United.
I think it's going to be closer. I think it's.
I
gonna
do too.
be-
We're injured, very injured going
Very
into this one. So I actually think that like 3-1 is highly optimistic. I could see it being a draw.
I could see it go either way.
I can
to
see
be
us
honest.
blowing it too. Is it?
I could see it going.
Is it home for you or home for us?
You. It's at
It's
Anfield.
a fortress.
It's that. Yeah, it's a fortress. But
fortress.
Arsenal are just at the end of the day decent this year. I think
Yeah.
my only thing is like.
Is decent going to get it done at Anfield? Though?
No, my only thing is I was saying earlier in the stream, and Emil Smith Rowe's going to run at Trent, but he's not the type of player to.
Cook him.
Yeah,
It's
he's not
sort
like
of
an
a
out and out
specific
winger.
type.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like, who are you playing? You know, who was West Ham, and who was on that left side?
Just
West Ham.
frying him.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
Ben
yeah.
Rahama, just
Yeah.
destroying him. Just destroying him. And we don't have like an out and out winger. It would be curious to see if Mikel Arteta plays like Saka on the left. Like that would actually be interesting. He might actually just switch those boys. Play Saka on the left, run at Trent.
I think you'll see. I mean, you're not going to get Robo this game on the other side. I think you get Tsimikas.
He's injured, huh?
Yeah. Midfield's pretty banged out. I think you'll get Hendo and Sadio, though.
And my boy.
I think you'll get
The
Jota.
Ox.
And no, please. No Ox.
The
No
Ox.
Ox. We've done this. Ox was so good like 2 years ago.
Just some
And
injuries.
15
though.
injuries later. It ain't going to happen.
I
It's
love the
over.
Ox. The Ox
I
is
do too. It was
Arsenal-
really nice having him.
not an Arsenal legend, but an Arsenal legend. I
What-
actually really like him. He's a vibe.
Is there like if you lose by one, is there a moral victory for you?
No.
You sure?
What the hell? Moral victory if we lose?
I mean, you're kind of a poverty team right now. So, like,
What do you mean, our team? We've been spending cash, bro.
I understand it's not about the money spent. You could still be poverty, you know?
You're bantering. Arsenal's back. We're gonna come out. We're gonna beat you 2-0
I
at
just
your own.
love it. You're gunning a Modelo at before 11
Modelo
a.m.
time.
Hell-
FTBL Live.
hell
Modelo's
yeah.
gonna become our sponsor of
Fuck
this
yeah.
show.
Let's go, Modelo. Drop
Yeah.
the bag.
What do you think about? You might not have an opinion. Leicester City versus Chelsea. They're playing Chelsea, right?
I need Chelsea to start losing some games. I need Chelsea to start dropping some points.
They're not
because-
going to. They're going to destroy Leicester City. And you know who? I think the biggest talking point here is Brendan Rodgers going to United because that's been in the
Enjoy
media.
it.
That's
Enjoy
been-
that shit.
Oh my
Enjoy
days!
that shit sandwich.
Can you not, bro? He managed at Liverpool. You don't think he did well at Liverpool?
Bro, I know he didn't. We did so much. He was so bad.
What?
My favorite
are you
story
talking
from
about?
you is that
Bro.
he managed a good team, but did you watch the end of it? Do you know how that ended?
Yeah, the
last
slip,
like
the
3
Gerrard
years.
slip.
No, it didn't end there.
Jared slipped.
There's a 3-year run after that where he
Really?
completely mismanaged the squad. Yeah, I think he's a mediocre manager though.
No, I think
think
he was
this
still
is-
learning. I
this
think he was
is-
still learning.
no.
That was his first big job. He had Swansea absolutely balling, bro, pinging it around. He went to Liverpool, did very well the first couple seasons. I don't know
He's an
exactly,
idiot and he looks like a shark.
but he fell
He's-
off a little
he's-
bit.
He looks like fucking
Went to Celtic,
Bruce from.
bro. You're
Finding
violating the man, bro. You got to chill.
He's not wrong.
He does
You
look
gotta
like a
chill.
shark. Just like Arsene looks like a bird.
Okay,
Right?
man. We're talking about birds and sharks right now.
Yeah, okay, but here's the point. My favorite story from when Braj was there. Stevie G wants to leave, but he can't. He just knows I got to stay with Liverpool. It's towards the back end of his career.
Where did he want to go?
He just wanted to chase that Champions League and Premier League title. He wanted one more at each, right? He wanted to crack at it. And Braj goes, Stevie, I got the guy. I got the guy that's going to make all this better. Believe in me. I'm going to go get him.
What did you
You
say?
know who they got?
Who?
Balotelli.
He didn't
He's an
say
idiot,
that, bro.
dude. He did.
didn't say
It's in
that.
Steven Gerrard's book. That whole thing is in Steven Gerrard's book. So
I have no comment.
Scale on
I
scale
have no
from
comment.
1 to 10. How's TVG's book?
mediocre. He's a kind of boring guy, but it's fine.
Did he write it or he just?
I'm sure he didn't write it.
Anyways, let's get back to football.
Well, kind of. Pat Coyle's in the chat thinks that you guys should throw up a bet between this Liverpool Arsenal match. His idea is if Liverpool loses
Of
Zach.
course, this is his idea, and of course he leads with if Liverpool loses ...
Zach has to shave his head, and if Arsenal loses, Noah has to shave his head.
No,
Jeez.
one, no one's doing this. Tell this man who's a fan of a poverty team to be quiet. All right, the adults are talking. All right,
Adults are
adults are
talking.
talking.
Pat,
Pat,
you hear that?
children,
You shave your head.
please
It's
be
already
quiet.
shaved. His
Yeah.
hair is already shaved.
How about this? If Liverpool loses, I'll start, I don't know, like an EPO regimen, and he can help me with that. Okay, Pack, you can help me with that. I know you know a thing or two about that. All right, that's it from me. I think.
Yeah, that is.
I don't really have.
That's it from you. That's it from you. That's it from you.
Man, I got my EPO joke in. Thank you for having me, brother. Enjoy your Modelo. You're doing great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach.
Anyways, we got
Appreciate
like one more
Okay.
match.
I'm gonna go find
Talk
Pat
about.
and fight him.
We got one more match. I also think that we can actually talk about Brendan Rodgers to United because
Where
Zach's
else
over
did we
here
talk about
bantering.
Brendan Rodgers to United?
What?
In a video that might be coming out later today?
Right. Go watch Total FTBL on YouTube, our daily show where we just go into the news, man. It's honestly a vibe, man. I'm sitting here talking about football. If you vibe with it, go watch it. It's lit. We talk about Brendan Rodgers to United and how if he leaves, I saw Lampard being linked to Leicester, but Leicester should do everything in their power to go get what's his name, Graham Potter, because that makes so much sense. I think both clubs would be just ecstatic if that happens. It would be best of both worlds. But I honestly think Brendan Rodgers is my first choice ahead of Conte, ahead of
What?
Zidane. Yes, at United. That's how much I rate the man. I think he's such a quality manager. I think his time at Liverpool, like obviously he struggled towards the end, but that's because in my head it was like his first big role. And you in a big role, I think Tuchel even said it, when you're managing Mbappe, it's different from managing Chelsea because the stature of player is different. And the same thing, you go from Swansea to Liverpool, it's a bit different. I think he's ready for United. I would really like to see that. Actually, I wouldn't because I wanted him at Arsenal, and Arsenal is competing with United, so United would get better. I don't want that.
Pat in the chat asking about your prediction for Napoli-Inter.
Right, that's the other match I wanted to get into. I honestly think Inter is still my favorite to win Serie A, but this is a big match. Like if there's 7 points differential, Napoli is in first, Inter's in third, 7 points. If Napoli wins, they go 10 points clear of Inter. That is outrageous, even though it's early on in the season. But I do think Inter, they understand like how big of a match it is. I think Inter has a quality. They replaced all the players. They replaced Lukaku with Edin Dzeko, which is honestly for free. You get 100 million in from Lukaku, replace him with for free for Edin Dzeko. Like that's such a brilliant signing. And I think Edin Dzeko is one of the more underrated players in Italy. The pace of the game isn't super high tempo, so he fits very well. I think Inter will win. I'm going to go 3-1 to Inter. Definitely Napoli will score. They're good going forward. But maybe even 2-1. I think it'll be a closer match than 3-1. I don't think Inter is just going to absolutely batter them. But that's probably, yeah, that's definitely my prediction for it. I think Inter is going to win the league. Bottom line, they're going to win the league. Do I say I hope so? No, I don't really care. I don't really care who wins Serie A. I don't have an affiliation to the Serie A. What do you guys think? You think Inter, Napoli? I mean, Napoli is balling.
This is the year the Rossoneri brings it back home.
No, AC Milan isn't doing anything. No.
It's time.
No.
Come on, boys.
I really don't think AC Milan is doing anything. And I said it in Total FTBL again. Go watch the show, man. We're putting in work trying to get out content for the boys and girls. But I think the problem with AC Milan is like, yeah, you got Ibra, you got Giroud, and you got Pellegrini. Pellegrini or Pellegrini? I forget his surname, but from Monaco, on loan from Monaco, 20 years old.
Surname. He is English. Look at him.
I am English, Peaky Blender. But I don't think they have an out-and-out like quality striker. So I think that's the problem with AC Milan in my head.
What about Monaco versus Lille?
Monaco versus Lille. Exciting on paper. Is it that exciting in real life? I'm not sure. I think Lille are struggling low-key a little bit this season. Monaco as well. They're not like Monaco. I thought going into the season, Monaco would be balling. They're not. I really was looking forward to watching Boadu, but he's not been scoring a lot of goals. He has to share time with Kevin Volland. And is that his first name, Kevin? Volland and Ben Yedder. So, yeah, it's on paper a really exciting match, but I'm going to be real. It's not going to be an outstanding match. Marseille is playing Lyon, though.
There we go.
And that's the bigger match. Marseille versus Lyon, that's like a Classico in France. Marseille is in what? 4th, I believe. Marseille is in 4th. That's my team in France. Olympique de Marseille, newer stadium, renovated stadium. They got the fans, and they're on the pitch. Sampioli has them playing with fire. That's why I like the fit Guendouzi going from Arsenal to Marseille, because he's that like fiery type of midfielder. And he fits perfectly with Sampioli, but they're playing pretty well. I think Marseille, I know PSG are like 10 points clear of Lens. Lens is just going crazy this season. Am I that surprised? No. Cheik Doucouré, baller. Check him out. Central midfielder, 23 years old, from Mali, baller. Anyways, Marseille has been doing very well. And I think they're going to definitely get the win over Lyon. That's my prediction. I think 2-0. I think they're going to solidly get the dub. Saliba has been quality for Marseille. I hope he comes back to Arsenal and starts. We'll see what Mikel has to say about that. But yeah, Marseille 2-0 against Lyon. That's the bigger game in France, above Monaco versus Lille for sure.
Do you want to talk Spurs versus Leeds?
Spurs are trash. Leeds are going to just absolutely give them the sausage. But really, that is actually, I'm joking here, but that is actually an interesting game because Conte, he's been 2-3 matches in charge. He had a little international break. He got to work with the boys during that time off, all the internationals. I don't know how many players from Tottenham went to internationals, but for the players he had back home, that actually will be an interesting match to watch just because Conte will have a little bit more time with the boys. So I can't really give a prediction because I don't know. Yeah, it's just very up in the air. New manager at Tottenham. Leeds have not been that good this season as they were last season. I can't really give an opinion or a prediction on that one. We'll see what Conte has Tottenham doing. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to him. But that's all for today. That's the live stream. Again, we have Total FTBL coming today. And do we have all the fields coming out today?
We have all the fields coming out this weekend. We got a Vlahovic FTBL Scouts tomorrow too.
Yeah, if you want to know about Vlahovic, Serbian striker, we have a video coming out tomorrow about him. Of course, me in the video. Go watch it. But yeah, that's the rest of this live. I'll catch you in the next live. Thursdays, Wednesdays, potentially once a week. We're getting after it. Let's do it, man. I'll catch you in the next episode. You can follow me at Kid Peche on Instagram. Follow FTBL on YouTube. We're getting after it. Peace out.